Hey, nice to see you. And this one is talk number 64, and it's called Finding Your Voice, and it's number 6 in the anger series. So they start at number 59. Finding Your Voice, what healthy anger actually sounds like. Throughout this series, we've explored the many ways anger appears in relationships. We've discovered that anger itself is not the enemy. Healthy anger gives us information. It tells us something matters. We've explored how the past can walk into the room, causing present-day moments to carry the weight of earlier experiences. We've looked at rage when emotions become too overwhelming for the nervous system to hold. And we've considered the volcano and the iceberg, how couples can unintentionally trigger each other's protective responses. We've explored passive aggression, when the anger that can't be spoken directly finds another way to communicate itself. But perhaps the most important question is this: if anger is not a problem, what does healthy anger actually look like? For many people, this is the part they've never learned. They know what unhealthy anger looks like. They've experienced shouting or blame, silence or resentment, but they may never have seen anger expressed with honesty, respect and care. Healthy anger is not about winning. It's not about proving I'm right. It's not about making the other person feel guilty. Healthy anger is about bringing myself honestly into the relationship. It sounds like this: I feel hurt when that happened. I really need you to understand how this affected me. I see things very differently from that. I need to find another way. I need us to find another way. One couple had therapy years ago. The husband frequently made decisions without consulting his wife, and he didn't mean to exclude her. He simply moved quickly and assumed he was being practical. And for years she said nothing. She didn't want to be difficult. She didn't want arguments. But slowly she became resentful. And the turning point came when she learned to express her anger differently. Instead of saying, "You never consider me," she said, "When decisions are made without me, I feel like my voice doesn't matter. I want us to think about this together." The anger was still there, but it was no longer an attack, and it became information. And this is the difference between anger and blame. Blame says, "You're the problem." Healthy anger says, "Something's happening between us that needs attention." Healthy anger can be simple. That hurt. I need some time before we continue this conversation. Please don't speak to me like that. I disagree. I love you and I'm still upset about what happened. Sometimes I'm angry with you and I still love you. That last one's really important. Many people believe that love and anger can't exist together, but in healthy relationships they often do. We become angry because we care. Sometimes when I'm working with couples, when they stop being angry with each other, I start worrying about them because they no longer care enough to make the effort. But we become angry because something valuable is at stake. A boundary is not a rejection. A difficult conversation is not a failure. Sometimes saying, "This is not okay for me," is one of the most loving things we can do, because pretending everything is fine does not create intimacy. Being known creates intimacy. The goal of a healthy relationship is not to eliminate anger. That's impossible. Two people who matter deeply to each other will sometimes disappoint, frustrate, and hurt each other. The goal is something much more meaningful. It's learning how to stay connected whilst telling your truth. I'm going to say that again. It's learning how to stay connected whilst telling your truth. To move away from, "How do I make you stop hurting me?" towards, "How do we understand what's happening between us?" If you want to see an example of healthy anger, there's a clip. It's from The West Wing, and I've recorded it, and it's less than 5 minutes long, and it's the President of the United States, obviously it's acting, but the President of the United States talking to his wife, the First Lady. I've done a bit.ly thing for it, which you might be able to scan and access, or if not, then go to https://bit.ly/ and then all capitals, capital ANGERWW. So anger WW for the West Wing. I'd be really interested to know if that works and you manage to make it go okay. Because it's a really good example of how to get angry and how to recover. The strongest relationships are not built by people who never have difficult feelings. They're built by people who become brave enough to bring those feelings into the light. Anger, expressed with wisdom and compassion, is not what separates us. Sometimes it's the very thing that allows us to meet each other with honesty. So, feedback please, https://bit.ly/Juliet Muses, JULIETMUSES. And I just want to tell you about a new course that will be starting soon. It might be on the website by the time you see this, it might not be, but we're going to do an embodied workshop on anger and dealing with anger for therapists who are interested in having an embodied experience and how you work with it in the body. So that's one course that you might be interested in. Do feel free to keep in touch, let us know, spread the word about these talks. Thanks very much. Hope life is treating you kindly. Bye.